Second half of shearing. Let's go do it. Anyone for a beverage? It's gonna be a warm one today. So we are, I am just away to get the last batch of ewes that are still to clip down and into the fields closer and the shed. So they're hoping to come maybe this afternoon and do there's a 200, a 50 and a 350-ish. So I think they're going to come this afternoon and try and do, they've got a 500 to do this morning, and try and do the 200 and maybe the 50 too. So that'd be fine handy. So we're just away to go and gather the 200 and then the 50, and then I'll get the 350 off the hill after that. But oh my god, it's the back of 7 and it is already 18 degrees. Like, I thought I was going to be okay in this driving about on the quad. I'm already sweating. So yeah, it's going to be a warm one. So I'm going to try and get these ewes shifted before the heat of the day and try and make sure that they're all under cover or have shade. But at least in that shed there is actually a breeze comes in, so hopefully it might make a slight difference. Right girls, you ready? Are you going to listen? Probably not. Let's go. So first up I have to move this batch because obviously this is a batch of earlies and they're already clipped. So there's a wee pen up in front of that buildings up there, so I'm going to pop them into that pen just now. They can get into the shed for shelter. And then I need to take this hill down first because they obviously come through this field where this lot are. And then after that hill's down I need to go and gather that lot, that's the wee 50, to get them in. And then this afternoon I'll get or tonight maybe even, the hill out over the back there, the big hill, is where the big batch of 350 is. So I'll get them down later and then they'll stay in this field overnight. Well no, they'll come down at lunchtime and they'll stay in here this afternoon. And then I'll get them shifted when these other guys are clipped, etc. There's a bit of shuffling about, but in my head it makes sense what I'm trying to do. two having a wee cool off in the ditch. They just look like two wee otters poking about in here. Name a better place to have a nice proper cool down after chasing some sheep in this hot weather. Girl. First lot down and in, now for the wee smaller group. Goodness, it is warm. I'm tempted to just go jump in the river myself, to be honest, because oh, it's not going to be good getting that other hill off. It's going to be hot for them. But I'm going to give the dogs a break now because Roxy was getting a wee bit wobbly, I thought. So give the dogs a wee break, and then before it gets too hot I'll go and get the other hill in. And let them rest out here. So yeah, that's the plan. So we are up on the big hill, and I'm just fiddling out the ewes from the cows behind me there. So that's all the autumn cows. Well, some of the autumn cows. So of course the sheep like to just like run straight through the middle of them. So it's a case of keep the dogs on the bike and weave them out, because the cows then start to think it's a game and then they start to run, and it's just not ideal. So yeah, just gathering the ewes now. Obviously it is extremely warm, so I'm trying not to push them, but at the same time I'm like, please keep walking, because it's always the same. You get one side done, push across, they're fine. And then you get a cripple ewe that stands up and she's like miles back, and then you've got to like, you want to just be like, right, come on, but you obviously can't push her because then she'll stand up. And anyway, so yeah, they're just filtering away. They're just now through the double steadings. This is said cripple ewe that I was on about. So yeah, but they know the drill. So if I can just get them all that side of the hill now and weave them through the next batch of cows that's up here. So yeah, that's the plan. Two doggies got a wee bit of a break, but they're just, as soon as you put them on the bike, or as soon as you say that we're going to gather sheep, it just doesn't matter how tired they are, they're just like ready. Which is one of the reasons why I love the Kelpies, because they're just endless energy. They'll go absolutely flat out even in this heat, and then as soon as it comes to the evening, they'll just crash. Don't yous? You've not got quite the same stamina as what Rox does, but you're not bad. You're not bad. Hey, Rox. Good girls. Right. They're walking away nicely here, so it's quite good. And there's actually a bit of a breeze here, which is even better. Because it is 25 degrees now. Warm for this old carry-on. Anyway, just let them work away and we'll just take our time. All out from the other batch of cows, and they're already making their way to the gate. See them all on the road there. So dogs are working this side of the hill, and I'm going to go out over, because you can see they're starting to turn back around there, so I'm heading that way. Back to our favourite spot once they have got the sheep down to that next field. wee spot for a drink. Nice and refreshing. Then it was all go, the shearers arrived and we got the 250 clipped, and I also got all the lambs weighed. It was a bit stressful because I was weighing the lambs and trying to keep up with 3 shearers. And the sheep were being a little bit sticky, I'm guessing because of the heat. But we got there. I promise I will get videos tomorrow. Wait. Let's come by. Come by! Why are the sheep acting like they've no idea where they're trying to go? You know perfectly fine where you're going. What a busy day it's been. The sun is literally just going down now, and it's a bit airish. I mean, it's still 17 degrees, but we're getting too used to this scorching temperatures. Anyway, yeah, it's been a pretty full-on day. Just with the heat as well, I think that takes out you more too. So got Black Hill clipped and T5 clipped, and that just leaves a 330, 350-ish for tomorrow. So got them down. I think it was just partly the heat. The dogs are absolutely knackered, although Roxy, wherever she's gone, doesn't look it. But they have been fast asleep for the past hour because I had to go home. There she is. I had to go home because I was so stressed out with the ewes. They were just not wanting to cooperate. It was absolutely scorching hot, so I don't know if it's like the temperature was the problem or if they were just fed up, but oh my gosh, it was a struggle. And the dogs were absolutely beefed, so I went home and I grabbed some food for myself and got myself a refreshment. So I've taken that with me just to put these ewes back to their field. So I'm putting this hill back up just now. And then I've got the T5 lot to go back up as well. So yeah, I'm just waiting to do that. And then I'm going to go home and go to bed. Because I'm knackered. I'm going to have to do it all again tomorrow. I didn't get any videos either of actual clipping or weighing of lambs or anything because it was so stressful. Michael and Davey decided to have a little race with each other. I think unintentionally, but I don't know. So that was really stressful, trying to keep up with that. When they're doing like a yow every 40 seconds or whatever it was. So yeah, it was pretty hectic at some points. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow as well. Like, it's really tricky because these guys have not actually been, these lambs have not been through to Pari yet. So they are a wee bit stubborn, a wee bit thran, so that does not help things. Whereas the earlies were just literally like banging through it, so that was fine. But anyway, we'll try again tomorrow. And as I say, I'll try and take some content because it's a bit pointless if I can't. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go and continue to shift sheep tonight and hopefully get home before 10 o'clock at night. But we shall see. Yes, we shall see. You need to get some sleep in for tomorrow. Yes. And so do you, Rox. Anyway, let's get cracking. Second half of shearing. Let's go do it. I have been up since about 20 to 4 this morning because I couldn't sleep, and also checking on the lunch that I've got going in the slow cooker. So here it is. It's smelling good, and it is a lovely beef casserole. So yes, it's probably a bit warm for that today when it's going to be 20 odd degrees, but hey ho, that's what I had planned. And sometimes it's quite nice to have a nice warm meal, a nice hearty meal at the end of it. So yeah, right, let's go and get ready for the shearers arriving. Here we are on a very warm but cloudy Saturday morning, shearing lots of sheep. I am chief content creator today, so filming stuff as everyone else gets on with work, and I'm just looking good for the camera. Sarah's being dinner lady, heating up the tatty, and then she took my slow cooker down there too. Sorted. Open the fridge, Sarah. Anyone for a bit? Disclaimer, this is all left from the blackening and the hen do. The fridge.
Everyone's going to be well fed and watered.
So this is all the youngest of the main batch lambs, all from sort of second, third week of April. So they're averaging 31.3 kilos. There was 30 ready, but it doesn't justify taking the whole batch down to pick out just that 30. So happy enough for that, for them being the youngest. But they'll go back out to the hill now, and I'm going to leave them probably a fortnight, maybe 3 weeks, before I take them off again, and then take a draw of lambs. We'll see then if I'm going to wean them or not. It'll depend on how the grass comes back, but hopefully it'll come back nicely and there'll be enough to wean them onto. Thank you again for watching. I think that's it for this one, this wee shearing sort of special. It's really handy being able to weigh the lambs through the Pari at the same time as getting the ewes shorn. It just gives me an idea of where the lambs are sitting. Getting 2 jobs done at once, perfect. Lambs shed off, ewes getting shorn, so it works really well. They ran really well considering that was their first time through the whole system. First time for the lambs being back in the shed since lambing. So yeah, really pleased. The clippers, as always, did a really tidy job. Ewes are looking really well. Yeah, they're going back to the hill now. I'll leave them probably a fortnight, see what the weather does. Keep an eye on it, maybe 3 weeks, and see, and then hopefully try and get our first draw of lambs out that batch. But yeah, I hope you're all enjoying this fantastic weather that we're having. It's absolutely scorching hot, and yeah, hope you're all good, hope you're all well. Thank you so much as always for all the continued support. It really does mean so much to me. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want to see in particular. This is sort of our, I say, slightly quieter period. Clipping and silage is obviously the 2 things, and just drawing fat lambs every week. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see or ask or whatever, just let me know please. But I hope you're all well. Thank you as always, and we will see you for the next one.